Peace, family. I'm going to give my final assessment on my previous video, Thieves in the Temple, because in my opinion, Donald Trump is in the White House to do just that. Straight up stealing. And none of the Democrats or Republicans seem powerful enough or even willful enough to even try to stop him. This is some blatant robbery. I believe this man is purposely driving down the stock market, and I believe that he sent out this vague post to say now is a good time to invest, just to enrich him and some of his rich supporters. I would center this investigation around Charles Schwab. I would sit him right on the witness stand, and I would have him swear under oath the extent of his friendship with Donald Trump. How far have they gone back? I want to know specifically what language do this man use when you talk to him about shop that led you to believe that Donald Trump knew what he was talking about, to the point that you invested your own money into the stock market. And then that led you to the Oval Office the very next day and tell this man exactly how much money you made. I want to know the history of this. Because because frankly, if Donald Trump told Charles Schwab himself of inside information, Donald Trump cannot be prosecuted. He has immunity as president. So there's nothing that Charles Schwab can say that can get Donald Trump in trouble. But I would want to know the history between these two individuals. And even though there were several others around there, I'd like to know, is this a normal occasion for y'all? Do y'all normally invest in the stock market? And when one do well or a couple of you do well, do y'all either go to each other's homes and discuss how well y'all did? I would like to know that. And you, Charles Schwab, the model for your investment firm is you do well when your clients do well. Well, if you got this information and you found it credible enough for you to invest your own money into the stock market, did you pass this information on to your clients? Because he had you pass it on to them and give them opportunity to make the money. And because you do well when your clients do well. If you made $2.5 billion because your clients capitalized on this stock tip, this suggestion from you, I will have 100% no problem of you having that $2.5 billion. I will have no problem with it whatsoever. But now I have to ask myself, how well do your clients do when you do well, Charles? Did you keep this information for yourself, or did you pass it on? Because why was it only just several white people in Donald Trump's Oval Office the next day? How come it wasn't filled with clients of your law firm? Because you done well by having this mortgage company and your clients invested in your business. This was your opportunity to return the favor. That I would love to know. I would also like to know about Donald Trump. Why didn't you give this information? Not only if your mission to go in the White House was to make America great again, can you imagine how great this country would have been if you actually had a sitting president give information to the people that was able to enrich them in ways that they have never seen? In one day, the stock market goes from an all-time low to an all-time high that they hadn't seen since World War II. Even if it would have been illegal, it's not against the law for people to take the advice, the stock advice, investment advice of anybody, including you, Donald Trump. Why didn't you pass that information on to the American people and change the economic situation of these people lives, and like I say, in a way they had never even imagined. You didn't even pass this information on to your base, the 77 million people that voted for you. You know, somebody had better look into the fact that what type of immunity do Donald Trump have as president of the United States? I was under the impression that it was to prevent him from being prosecuted in the course of doing his duties as president. But if this man is able to basically shoot somebody in the middle of Fifth Avenue and still avoid prosecution, that's something totally different. Donald Trump should not be allowed to willfully break the law and then casually stroll out the White House with immunity for crimes he willfully committed. This is like the movie on the Inside Man when the dude broke into the bank and Denzel Washington asked him, "How do you plan on getting out of here?" And he says, "I plan on walking right out that front door." And that's exactly what this guy did. And he was never caught. Are we going to allow Donald Trump to make the biggest one-day thievery of this country, where he can sit in the Oval Office of the White House and brag how his friends made so much money and then walk right out and don't be prosecuted? If they have no means to remove a sitting president, you better start gathering up now. Because if this is what this man is doing within the first 100 days of his administration, can you imagine what this country's going to look like 4 years from now? This is absolutely ridiculous. This thing is going on this far. It's nuts.